Okay, alright. Starting from the very beginning now, guys. And I'm starting to feel the monster, bruh. We're finally waking it up, bruh. Alright, so, anyway. We were talking about rap. We were talking about a lot of different things. I think I started this thing out when I started off this pod introducing ooh, hold on. Man, we back, shining, glistening. Yeah, no, but I started off this podcast speaking on Royce the 5'9", speaking on Lupe Fiasco, and people just talking about rap in general. But I want to start it over. I want to have, the bigger conversations. Well, not the big conversations, but just the conversations that run through my mind whenever I hear about these timelines that come across my feed, and I'm here to give the feedback on it. So, starting off with the Royce versus Lupe, the who's the better rapper, it started out because of, I believe it was Reason and another artist that said that they were actually the greatest. It's just slipping me right now, slipping my mind right now, but it's fine. Uh, whew, no. No yawning. It's too early in the game, big fella. I'm saying we podding today. Oh yeah. And the beef that those two had, Royce, Lupe, and then it eventually included Mickey versus Royce, and Royce is left to respond to Mickey, and I believe Lupe is left to respond back to Royce, if he so chooses. I mean, he said part one out of two, so hopefully he does, right? Moving right along, the beef intention with that rap having just that gritty, undertone to it, especially going into it. And then before it was about killing artists, and now you see all this fake camaraderie, and all these artists, they just want to get together and be buddy buddy, but they're not really buddy buddy. You know what I'm saying? That's all well, great, and good, but at the same time, it's like, where's that fire? To be like, beefing again and going, to cut the person's head off and whatever, and you guys are going neck to neck and whatever, and people say, well, we don't really appreciate that. It's not that we don't really appreciate that, at least in my opinion. I appreciate, all the artists that are coming out with all this great music. Even the artists that are coming out with the, quote unquote, cookie cutter microwave music. There is a place for all of it. But I do miss that element of hip hop where it was like aggressive and it was combative, and they were, competing against each other on some kind of level when it came to just the English language, and not even just English, just language in general, and learning how to merge and mix words. I mean, there's a lot of artists out there who don't use English and they're killing it, arenas, you know what I mean, stadiums. But just that gritty part of hip hop where it was like me versus you on some plane of lyricism and talent, and then what's like and then there's a bunch of unique artists out there who fall into all of these subcategories, but the main, position of hip hop is like who's the most lyrical, who puts together words in like the craziest of ways that everyone can agree on, subjective or not, is it's good. It's it's not just good, it's great. And what kind of impact does it have on real world politics? Are people studying this, or you know what I'm saying? Like things of that nature. So we have Royce and Lupe going at it, and it just makes me happy, to see all of that happening. And even though yes, it's real beef and they're going at it or whatever, it's just out of pure sport and the love of rap. I'm not saying that a lot of rap didn't go sideways, and there were a lot of artists that wanted to come for each other in different ways, but that's not necessarily the greatest of ways to go about your disputes, because then you end up with a bunch of legal trouble and things of that nature. And I mean, yeah, sometimes if you understand the streets, you know that some things you just can't get around. It is what it is, and that's it. I don't like to speak on street shit, so I'm not gonna do that. Not to curse, my fault, but moving right along. So, yeah, no. Um, I do miss this element of hip hop. I do enjoy it a lot. I hope that it continues. I hope that, artists don't get hurt because of it when other artists end up joining. If they do end up joining, hopefully they do. I hope that it's just a bunch of ill MCs that just get together and start getting busy, and the whole thing is just this big camaraderie, and it's just awesome to look at. You know what I mean? Camaraderie in terms of we're here to rap and knock each other's heads off. You know what I'm saying? I drink a lot of water. Anyway, yeah. So having that kind of like combativeness is just dope to see. It's dope to uh, encapsulate. I hope it continues. I hope future artists start to get back into that without all this shoot 'em up, bang bang, and people are actually dying. I didn't want to see Pop Smoke die because of his music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see uh, XXX Tentacion die. I don't think he died because of his music, but they just targeted him. You know what I'm saying? Like they saw him. They saw he had money and fame, and that's another thing with a lot of artists that have blown up. Moving forward, there was also that piece of camaraderie where like they were protected in certain cities and things like that. Like, do you know who that is? That's Jay Z, or that's Royce, or that's I mean that's Jay Z, that's Eminem, that's whoever Kendrick Lamar, that's J Cole. Like we're not touching them. They good in this city, whatever. You know what I mean? Protected. Like what I mean? They get certain treatment and certain accolades because of the stories and the projects and the albums and all of the things that they were able to put together that are just dope. Dope to watch, dope to be a part of, dope to look at. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a shame that nowadays it's just like it's not really safe for these artists. Like you see so many artists getting beat up and get out, getting out of here. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone is dropping some amazing, you know, world record breaking album that's like having so much impact, but still protect your artists, protect people in general, like just human beings. Like, I mean, I get it. There's that whole other side of the world is violence, whatever. But like and there's also when you do goofy things and you get the ramifications for that. I'm not speaking on that. I'm just speaking on in general. Like, artist has got his chain on and he's feeling fly and everything, and then you have jealous people who just want to go and do him something just to go get viral for a second or just to take some money from him. It's just like, bro, like, I don't know. But I say all that to say, while I do enjoy the aggressiveness, I enjoy that kind of aggressiveness where where it's about the art and the music and it doesn't have to go to that other place where people are harmed or anything of that nature. Um, Moving back to the conversation about Tory Lanez, um, the baby. I believe starting off with cancel culture. I believe that people are entitled to their opinions. They should be able to have their opinions. Cancel culture, it's great. People forget, and then you move on. The weirdos, the weirdos such as pedophiles, rapists, people who have killed children and other innocent and all those guys out there. Um, and those people and those kind of people who are in power, who are those kind of weird, evil, should be buried under the prison type of people, you know. Um, can't the cancel culture pushing to get the ones who are higher ups and our lawyers and our cops and all those things, and then they do that weird stuff, and they do that evil stuff, you know what I'm saying, and destroy lives. and then they go back to their jobs and they're hidden amongst society. And we find out about them. Yeah, we definitely need to cancel them and get them out of here. If you want to put them in jail, of course, because if they committed a crime, if they ruined someone's life, took a life, whatever it was, you know what I mean? For sure. But when it comes to like Twitter comments, you know what I'm saying, from the past that were extremely insensitive and things of that nature, but then you fast forward and this person has grown and changed and doesn't have those views and has shown that they don't have those views and has been preaching, about those views and telling you over and over that they apologized for those comments and that hurt and that pain that they cause certain groups of people, and they're trying to move forward. Those kind of people shouldn't get canceled. The ones who make those kind of comments and still to this day keep making those comments and still to this day follow certain lifestyles that cause harm to others and things of that nature, those are the ones that you cancel. Those are the ones that lose their jobs. Those are the ones that, they get what's coming to them. They lose their higher up position, and people are aware of where they stand, and yeah, maybe it lessens some of their opportunities in life. I don't think you should lessen all of them. I think there should be some kind of reform or something, because at the end of the day we're all human. If people want to die on that ledge of who they want to be and how they want to operate, that's fine, but they got to be like a place for that. You know what I mean? Like how they have the projects and things like that, and how they kind of throw all us black people in there instead. In the perfect world where black people aren't discriminated against, oppressed, and things of that nature, and we're able to live among society as equals among everyone, bring our black queens up, and all races, including the white people, we're all just living together happily. Well, not happily ever after type stuff, but we're all living together, and things is moving and shaking. Maybe the quote unquote projects, or areas where there's poverty and low income status, and it's just hard to really operate over there. Maybe you put people with those kind of views and you cancel them, and they're forced into that kind of society because that's what you want, right? You want to have certain views and things of that nature. Well, then you should be the one living in certain environments until you're able to educate yourself, to do otherwise, and there should definitely be programs in place, but instead we'll flip the jails and actually make the jails what they were supposed to be, reform, places for reform and education. And I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing it now. There's definitely people who are in jail, lifelong sentences, and getting their degrees. You know what I mean? Still don't have my degree. You know what I mean? But yeah, things of that nature. Um, I wanted to get into. So yeah, so we don't have to cancel the baby because of his comments. He definitely did his comments about that little thing he did on the Rolling Loud stage. He did that for views, whatever. That's, I'm not concerned about that. Um, Back to protecting black women. You know what I'm saying? Um, Not too much to say there. Just we do need to protect them, and I just hope that for anyone watching, any of my viewership, any of the black queens out there, I got a mama. I'm dark skinned, so you do the math. You know what I mean? Any of my black queens out there, know that I support you, and reach out to me. I wanna just talk to just a bunch of black women, and get them all together, and they sit me down, and they learn me. You know what I mean? They learn me one. And just show me where to go. You know what I mean? I know that I support you guys. I know that I share the posts. I know that I have conversations with you guys, and I spread love. And if I see anything wrong out there in public, I correct it. But there's got to be more I correct it in my own way, or I step in, or I intervene, or I try to make sure that a black queen isn't getting stepped over. Any woman is getting stepped over, to be honest, but especially my black queens, because I come from one. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just need more guidance on how to better help. I know that there's a lot of black women out there that don't necessarily like me because, or don't necessarily care for me because there's a lot of tension there with the black men and the black women for multitudes of reasons. So I don't fault them for that. You know what I mean? You're still gonna get my support and my love regardless. Um, I just need to know how to better equip myself to helping you so that the point is across, and so that there's more men out there that I can talk to and get them on board in the right ways and that we all moving accordingly. Um, if that means that I need a talking to understand that things like the Tory Lane situation is just not okay across the board, and that even in support of Megan, just the fact of listening to his music, or just the fact of continually bringing up his name and just speaking about him because I just happen to enjoy his music, is an issue and a problem and a part of the problem, then educate me on that and educate me on why, because my stance is just on the only reason why I still is just because of evidence and because of so many, black men getting condemned and things of that nature before the evidence is presented. And then now we're in this situation. And then the evidence comes out and he didn't do anything. And now what? You know what I mean? Like that could have not knock on wood, that couldn't have been me. But in the grand scheme of things, that could have been me. He's a dark skinned male, I'm a dark skinned male, different, lives flipped around, you know what I mean? There's a world where I could be in Tori's position, and now I'm being accused of something that I didn't do because of a situation that I may have been a part of. Hold on one second. It's the only reason why I even talk about Tory Lane still and that nature. You know what I'm saying? That came out with. I don't care about his music. I'm talking about just in general. But I am just a fan of his stuff or whatever. That's the only time that you'll hear me bring him up in general. But you'll hear me bring up, my black women and protecting them no matter what throughout my life. Like, that's just going to be forever. So I'm glad I got to do that bit of a breakdown. There was a bit more of a breakdown in the prior conversation, and I would like to get even more into it, but I need black women to be present for that kind of conversation, clearly, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's an important conversation to have, and, I just want to help. I just want to know how I can help. That's why, I'm here, I'm live. I know, whoever tunes in, whoever sees this, whatever, it is what it is. Now, educate me. That's it. Moving right along. I am glad that we have, been putting out the new content, man. You know what I mean? I'm real proud that I'm out here serving him up. With the new content, the new videos, things of that nature. Oh, dang, we 40 minutes deep. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off this. I'll be back on here in a bit. I'll probably go live. Actually, I won't be back here. Signing out, dope movements. I may be live again sometime in the morning. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live on my Facebook page later, in a bit. But I'm about to go. Actually, I'm gonna go there right now. And go live on my Facebook page. And y'all can go catch me over there at Susmoves. Alright. Yeah, so I don't have to backtrack or anything like that. I had to cut off for a minute, so now we back. I had to cut off for a minute because you know what I mean? I had to cut off for a minute because the SD card, man. Clip from your video. No, we good. To complete. Whew. You make this worth it for somebody else. Well. Oh, somebody else. Push a pretty penny. Say he gets more paper than me. Yeah. Oh, there goes my ego. This shit is weak though. So just give me 2 seconds and then we're gonna get right back into it. I know this is a bit of a process, it's a bit new, but I'm doing a whole lot of things like right off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like, it's like, dang, you know? It's like a lot. But you ain't even peep those. Yeah, man. We are here. We are still live. Just give me a little bit, and just give me a little bit, and we're gonna get right back into it. You feel me? Let me just make sure that this is. We straight? We straight. All right, bet. What is you telling me? Yes, Sirski. Okay. I feel like the video is better now. I don't even know why. Okay. Yeah. But like I was saying, man, that's all I had to say on the Tory and the Megan situation, and the black women and the black men situation. I don't want to get too deep into that. I get real depressed on stuff like that. You feel me? But what I will speak on next is Lil Nas X. Um, Let me start off this conversation by saying that people don't really have a problem with Lil Nas X because of his music. They have a problem with Lil Nas X because of his beef. Nah, let me not word it like no. They have a problem with Lil Nas X because of his sexual preference, whatever that may be, wherever that may fall into. But they have a problem with the community, and they have a problem with him having that big backing and media backing and money that is being paid into him for him to express this more, because uh, his creativity while expressing himself and expressing what he identifies as, it causes a stir in the media, because the media is mainly run by the government. The government mainly follows Christianity for the most part, things of that nature. And in Christianity, in the Bible, there are a lot of different controversial quotes that go against um, you know people and what they identify as. So with that being said, um, yeah, their issue is not the issue is not his music. The issue is not the blood in the shoe, even though that was weird, bro. When it did that, said that multiple times now, but I'm just saying that was weird. Um, it's just that, you know. Um, Society had like a brief, like oh my god moment for like videos like with Cardi B when she dropped WAP. Like Ti made a good point with that. I don't like how he tried to compare it to the baby situation, because of the last thing that I was talking about with the black women, black men, da da da. That's a little separate, but it actually he's not. Yeah, he's smart. Yeah, it is kind of similar because then Lil Nas X is a black man, and I mean I get like doing you got you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do in life. So yeah, he's right. It all kind of ties together. But I like to separate it because I like to talk about those issues and these issues separately. Um, but Lil Nas X is a black man struggling, and it's heavy. It's heavy on the black male community who identifies something else versus any other race, I guess. Um, and I feel like there is like a bit of an agenda to make the black man more feminine in a lot of cases. Um, and then if he's too masculine, then he's got to be like a thug or whatever, Or like if he's funny, then they try to. There's a whole little thing there, but I didn't watch the video because the video was just the thumbnail. I could have sworn I saw a bunch of naked dudes on there, so I was just good on that. Just me personally, I'm not trying to be funny. I was just good on that, bro. I just didn't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it caters more. This world caters more to heterosexual images and things. So WAP isn't being discriminated against like that, and people aren't really tackling people who identify as a straight male liking women, or if women like women because straight males like women who like women. But I don't, I don't give a damn about that. Like I just like what I like. So I'm gonna watch WAP, but I'm not gonna watch the Lil Nas X things where there's just a bunch of things swinging. You know what I mean? But I don't have an issue with it. Go ahead and make your video and whatever, because there are gonna be a large group of people who are into that sort of stuff and are gonna whatever. And if the song is fire and you play it in the club, I'm gonna bump it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to see the video. Why? Because I just don't want to see some things. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing like if there was a male of any race or whatever, and he identifies as something else and he didn't want to see a bunch of naked women, he's not gonna cater and want to watch WAP. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not. Like, that's not his cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my cup of tea. But the internet going crazy over it and all that is just like, it's it's understandable. They're going crazy over it because not a lot of people do it. He's like one of the first to do it like that. You know what I mean? He really put it out there like, yo, bro, nah, this is what it is. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Um, you only see little glimpses of people who identify differently doing stuff like that, and I feel like in the future you're gonna see a lot more artists across the board from any kind of genre of music, rap, whatever. You see GoLink members and things like that. Tyler the Creator. Just people who identify differently, having bars and songs and images and things like that that are just different. And I think that's dope. That's cool. Like, do your thing. I do think there needs to be a certain cap of sensitivity for children, just in general across the board. Children should be watching WAP. Children shouldn't be watching that little Nas X video. And just cause kids, man, they they're innocent things that don't need to. They don't really see much of that. At that young age, they don't even compute any of that. They're still trying to identify and know what love is and things of that nature. And then here we come teaching them fear and responsibility and all this other stuff, and it kills all the creativity and the juices that are the essence of what makes a human human, and helps us form into these great loving beings. But I digress. You know what I mean? So protect the children from certain images and certain things that we as adults are conditioned to. Until a certain cap, and then slowly introduce them to a lot of the things that are going on out there, and then we go from there. You know what I mean? We just take it step by step. Um, what can I say? Uh, do your thing. Do your thing, king, because regardless, or queen, whatever you want to identify, do your thing, royalty. You know what I'm saying? There you go. There you go. Do your thing, royalty. We gotta learn how to respect one another, and what is needed to be done in order to have that respect for one another. So, it's really important. You know what I mean? It's really important. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg came through, man. Been doing great things for a long time, man. I saw a little movie thing go around, and it was just talking about his life and how, obviously Snoop is, gang affiliated or was gang affiliated or, whatever you want to say, allegedly, what I'm saying? I'm not putting, I don't know. So, but it's Snoop Doggy Dogg, man, and there was a little video going out, and they was playing some of his newer music and things like that, and the influence, and meeting Nipsey Hussle and all these other people who put him on, and his group and everything like that. And I saw that he started a league, a football league, and he started helping all these kids, these special needs kids, and he was going to all these meetings to, try to, put a stop to gang-related activities and beefs and whatever have you. And I was just like, that's just so dope to see, a world where, those things can finally start to, you finally start to see the light with that, because even as a youngin', like, I was in Brooklyn throughout most of my upbringing, so, and it was always in, it wasn't always the best of areas, but it wasn't the shittiest of areas, excuse my language. And, you saw gangs and stuff like that, you saw kids, picking gangs and things like that, and their cousin was actually in it, or their brother, or whoever, or a friend, and they got involved, and they asking me, and things like that. So, but I always just knew, like, you're not going nowhere with that. You know what I'm saying? Not even wrong or right. Like, I prefer to kind of look at it logically. I was like, all right, so you want me to join this group, and like, I get it, especially in certain areas and certain scenarios and circumstances. My circumstances were different, so I literally had no reason to join, and most people don't have, I believe, have a reason to join. You kind of just join because you need to join, you know what I mean? Some do join because they want to join, and everyone has different reasons and things like that, but I just thought that it just wasn't for me. I wasn't with it, the gang banging, all that, nah. But I'm glad to see, like, peace being promoted, and by none other than an OG like Snoop. You know what I'm saying? That was really dope. And then to see him come out and then start helping the kids with the football leagues and everything like that, and special needs, and he was just trying to, bring that awareness and say, well, they kids too, bring them outside. There's no reason for them to always be cooped up and locked up inside and feel like, less than, you know what I mean? To put it simply. Boo, 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 boo! Hey, yo. Grr, all that. It's sus. You already know the vibes. Let's just build it up. Like we finally got my intro. Let's Mike, hey. Let's get it started, we making the movements, this the real deal, yeah. You missing out if you ain't joined the Sustv yeah. Seen the content game, what I came to kill, yeah. They see you only got one life, so let's make it a movie. To my house, no, to my vibe, to the